is our fold line will be maybe in here. So this would be the fold. And then this portion, wow, this is hard to do without actually folding it. Something like that, okay? So this we will use for the front, and this we'll use for the back, okay? And where we actually fold it, we will ink, and that will become a fold line edge. And then all of this stuff will get erased on one side. Okay, so this side will be erased, this side will remain extended. Okay? Now, buttons and placket. We'll do the little cuff placket stuff at the very end. That's the trickiest thing. So we'll skip ahead to the front. So this strip of fabric here, this is called a placket. Okay, anytime you've got overlapping with usually buttons or snaps or zippers, that's a placket. And it is, on this picture, it is a separate piece of fabric, so we do have a seam line. So one side of the placket's a seam, the other side is an opening, okay? The buttons are going down through the center of the placket. And the buttons themselves are on the center front of the dress form. So we're not actually going to draw a line down the center of the dress form. The buttons themselves will go on that center line. And one side of the placket will be to the right, and the other side will be to the left. Okay? So our placket is what do you see? Yeah, 1 1/4. You've got good eyes. 1 1/4 wide. If the full width is 1 1/4, how much of the placket is to the right and how much of it's to the left? 5/8. We've got some good math people in here. Okay, so I'm going to put 5/8 of it to the right and 5/8 of it to the left. My cardboard ruler doesn't have eighths on there, so I want it just a little bit bigger than a half and smaller than 3/4. So I usually like to do my measurements for this at the waist of the croquis because I've got kind of a horizontal ruler right there. So 5/8 this way, we'll put little point. 5/8 that way. So that's going to be the width of our placket. And then we're just going to rule in lines straight up and down parallel to that center front. So this line right here, which marker should I use?
Medium.
Medium, because that's the seam, right? So it'll just be straight, 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 all the way down. And then on the opposite side, we'll use bold because we can wrap our hand around it. It's an edge. And at the bottom, I could do that same little jog when it's time to do the hem, where this goes a little bit lower than the opposite side, okay? Like we did on the hem of the skirt. Teeny little bit of an opening. Now where do you see buttons? Okay, so there's one at the neck. Oh, I keep losing this cage. We'll ignore that. So there's one on the neck. Where's the bottom one?
By the waist.
Yeah, one on the waist, so that's easy, right? So what I like to do is I mark my buttons with a little kind of crosshair sort of a thing. We're going to use the circle template to actually draw in the buttons, and I have a few I can share. Did anybody buy a circle template today? Or bring one? You might have one. So we'll share it around the class today. But the way it works is there's cutouts in the circle template that are circular sized, and they actually have measurements written down next to them, so you can pick whichever one is the right size for you. But around the circles, there's little tick marks. There's a center top, a center bottom, and a horizontal right and a left. So if I draw like a plus sign where I want the button to be, I can center my template using those little tick marks. So when I mark for buttons, I mark here's a vertical center, and here's a horizontal center of where the buttons are. And then I'll just lay my template down and trace. So don't just go drawing circles right now, we'll use the template to do it. So we're gonna have one here. Where is the button? Up here exactly. What do you see? You see something else that we haven't drawn yet?
This collar stand.
Yeah, this is a collar stand. It's a strip of fabric. It actually goes all the way around the neckline. Okay, and it's 1 inch all the way around. It's what's helping support the collar to keep it up. Okay.